Yeah, there you go.
Yay.
How do you go about inspiring yourself and your troops to more actions of bloodshed and violence?
Short, they can be killed. Look how much this one's bleeding.
All right, I guess. If that's what you want me to do.
All right. So half aim, and it's going to be a standard attack.
So yes, it is a
Yes.
standard attack because you're not doing a lightning attack or anything else. So yep, standard attack.
No modifier. Here we go.
Ugh!
Ooh, that was harsh.
That's 100.
Oh, that's not good.
Nope.
That is not good.
He's gone.
I believe a chainsword though is even then it is a 100. So as you're going out, you take your chainsword, and this time you feint again, and you're going for his face, and like as it goes, you just hear the battery, the generator on the hill just sputter and die, just as the chain goes and stops right as you poke him in the nose with what is effectively a blunt stick.
Shit. Still haven't won a knife, at least.
Do you still have your fate point?
Actually, let me check. Looking for where they are located on the sheet.
They are halfway down the bottom, so it should be just above your health.
Oh, I see it. It says threshold 1, current 0. So unless can I spend the threshold? That
No,
would, like, lower me down to 0.
because I believed you used your fate previously for
Yes.
during
so I didn't know
during
if
the
it
initial
was
fight.
a.
So it doesn't respawn
Okay.
until after sort of like this mission. Now you can, if you're gonna die, you can always burn it. So even though you don't have one active, you still have a threshold for one, and you could burn it to keep yourself from getting dead, which may
Oh, okay.
come
So
up
that's what that would be
in the
for.
very near future.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to live with this.
Yeah, because so the chainsword is not a reliable weapon either. So it is effectively jammed. I'm gonna say that you could probably make it unjam given enough time, but for the moment, apparently during your last attack, you managed to pull out some of the hoses in it.
Should
Just
have
sort of
let me
flop it around.
customize it for you.
You gotta keep pulling the lawnmower cord. Like, come on, you bastard!
Yeah, you let out the choke. You got prime it first.
You gotta flood the tank.
Commissar Renault, seeing this enemy is above him, rather than trying to get into a sword fight, is just going to open up with a semiotic burst from the bolt pistol. Technically, this is point blank. So he's going to hit him twice. And technically, you are inspiring the Commissar. So we get to add 10 to this. Or add 4.
God damn it, the sergeant's gonna succeed his way up the ladder. I know it.
Yep, so let's see. That's 15. Yep. Noted. You guys make me write down so many things. It's kind of rude, honestly.
In our fairness, this is between an NPC you control and an NPC you control. This is nothing to do with us.
It's all your fault, always, for any reason.
Between these two people you invented.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not looking good.
Yeah, 4 pen is pretty devastating here, given the armor numbers.
Yeah, you notice that the Commissar, unlike your little las guns, when the Commissar opens fire with his bolt pistol, the round hits, goes in briefly, and then detonates, just blowing chunks of orc out the back of the orc. And with both of these rounds, you can see that this orc has taken just horrific wounds and is still up and fighting. You know, that's fun.
I need to get me one
Very
of
scary.
those.
Meanwhile, the commando facing you, Sergeant Laszlo, is not particularly happy as he picks up his chopper once more and goes, Just stand still, you filthy Umi! And just starts hacking down at you.
All right. Well, I hope I can dodge even though I'm untrained.
No aim going on here. He is going all out.
Yeah, do you have
See
to
what
be
happens.
trained to dodge? Or you just try it?
We weren't trained before.
You definitely have to pick it up as training in order to hit, sadly. Yeah, so that is one hit. And would you like to attempt to dodge or parry? I'm not sure if you have either of those skills.
They are not trained.
That is not good. So you can attempt to use either one, effectively because they're not trained, or use half of the skill. So weapon skill is 39 and your agility is 31, so parrying is your best option.
Thank you.
You can do it.
Ooh, damn.
That was so close. Let's see here. So you take an amount of damage.
No,
11 pen 2.
Laszlo wasn't hit in the last fight, was he?
Don't think
Nope,
so.
He
we have
wasn't.
9 minutes.
He wasn't hit in the last fight, but he was lashed viciously by a certain private ray
That's
gun.
right. Yeah.
So you should have 7 damage resistance total, as this
Well,
struck you
7 damage
93.
resistance.
Correct.
Which-
So between your toughness modifier, actually your toughness is
Just
40.
before we
so you have,
move forwards here, we had a
Yeah.
message in from the chat, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
Uh-oh.
That
No
there's
worries.
the chainsword gives him a +10 parry.
Oh, because it's balanced. That is right. Thank you,
Thank
chat.
you.
Saving Sergeant Laszlo. So you managed to parry, even though the chain isn't actually whirring anymore. As you raise it up, it still has the bar of Imperial steel that you managed to interpose between yourself and the chopper. And as that happens, you can see the commando getting even more frustrated as he tries to hit you again with his furious assault. I believe is going to have much less. I believe this only counts as a standard attack. So as you parry this orc, you manage to catch it just under the wrist and slap him in the wrist so that his chopper goes flying across the room, disarming him.
Ooh.
Alexander, you're up.
Yeah,
You have
one
now
of those
procured your weapons.
There are
Oh.
2 people who are literally not in melee now.
What is movement? Is it like is it number to number? Is it exact?
Yeah, so actually you would be here because you're taking the weapons from the dead people. But effectively, Alexander, you should be able to see your movement and then just use the tool.
That's what I'm saying. Was it
Measurement
1 to
tool?
1? Okay.
Oh yeah,
And
whatever the measurement says is what you have.
right. And
Now, you could, if you just want to take pot shots, you could climb up onto the sort of like on the top of the trenches and go out into the no man's land area.
no, he's
If you
not
just want to
tall
get
enough.
right into shooting.
He's not tall enough on the high ground to be able to be seen from here.
I'd say if you go up to the lip of it, so they do have like sort of firing positions, that should be fine. So you should be able to take a half move to get into range.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Easily
I guess
done.
right there will be. And then just a
There you go.
normal shot. I'm going to put it into overload and what is it? Semi-auto.
Keep in mind. Yep. Keep in mind you can't aim because you moved,
Right.
but because they're at such a height difference, I'm going to say that this doesn't qualify as shooting in melee.
Okay. Let's see. No aim. Is it standard? Range, I mean. Sorry,
Yeah.
standard range.
That's actually that should be short range for you. Yeah, it's definitely short range.
Rate of fire is semi-auto. No modifier. Wait, Sorry, this is a mind impulse unit, so it's plus 10.
Okay. Nice. 5. Roll your damage.
Oops. Sorry. I keep getting the damage and hit buttons mixed up. So it's actually
They put
pen
them kind of
2.
ass backwards.
It's 10 energy, damage pen 2.
10, pen 2, and then I believe you still have get them. So that's was that with get them?
No, I did not include that in the
No,
thing.
right?
What is the get them damage?
It's plus
4.
4.
Oh,
You should
sorry.
have like what, 14 pen 2?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was a die roll amount of damage.
All right.
And that was just single shot, or did you do?
That was semi-auto, but I'm not. I never fired semi-auto before, so I don't know what that means.
Oh, so
you get
for every
additional shots.
Yep, you get 2 more damage rolls.
Oh, 2 more. Okay. I was only using semi-auto
Oh,
for
yeah.
the additional accuracy. Let's see, 2 more. So 15. No, sorry, that's actually plus 6 at the end of the day. So 17 and 17 and 10. So 27 total penetration. 218. I'm saying it weirdly. You know what to do. You're the boss.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Don't worry about it.
And that
let's
is
see here.
12 from the clip, right?
That is correct because you're overloading.
Was this clip
overcharging.
full?
It was not. You only had about 36 rounds in it.
Alright, so 36 minus 12. So 24.
Yo.
Did we not
Alright.
reload from the last combat?
This was a
He
different gun.
picked a gun from
A dead guy.
a
Oh.
Washington.
And this dead guy apparently died
Alright.
before last combat ended, I guess.
Yeah, because
All
I
right,
already
so-
set mine back to normal.
Oh, yeah. Now I have to do all the fun of calculating critical damage for orcs, which is terrible.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so that would have put him at a 5. Oh, we'll just... And from there, let's see here. This other one was 15, because you guys are jerks. Second. 15 minus 8. Maths. Alright. So, how would you like to do this? Or would you like me to just read what the critical damage for the alternating hit? Because apparently with the Only War game, if you fire on semi-automatic, well, you just randomly change the areas that you're hitting. So the first hit, I believe, was to the body. So the second hit is also to the body. And the third hit doesn't do enough damage, but it doesn't matter because he should be dead. Body, crit 10.
Yeah, just read it out. I have no idea, so
All right. This is energy to the body. And, well, we'll see what happens here. All right. The target is completely encased in fire, melting his skin and popping his eyes like superheated eggs, because graphicness is great. He falls to the ground a blackened corpse, except in addition, if the target is carrying any ammunition, there is a 50% chance it explodes. Unless they can make a successful evasion test, all creatures within 1d5 meters take 1d10 plus 5 explosive damage. If the target carried any grenades or missiles, 1 round after the damage was dealt, they detonate where the target's body lies with the normal effect. So, roll me 1d10. Actually, you know what? We'll just do 1d2. 1 is the explosion. 2 is not so much.
Damaging a commissar. That's a reprimanded.
2.
2. All right, so he does not blow up.
Perfect. Because then I wouldn't say anything otherwise. So in this case, I'll say, "Got your back, Commissar."
The commissar looks over at you, nods, and then continues on. Jort, You're up, buddy. There is still a sergeant in your path.
Yeah, I'm too far to charge, and I don't want to shoot
Well,
Laszlo in the back.
Raygun's spirit might suggest a play of the game here if you want to hear it. You can just drop prone, can't you, as a reaction? Instead of, say, dodging on your turn?
I don't think that would work the way you'd want it to work.
Well, he wouldn't be in melee, he'd be out of the way at least, or at least have a lesser chance of getting hit. I don't know. That's my recommendation. That's all I got.
Yeah, I
I
think
guess-
in order to drop prone, in order to change position like that, I think it would actually take a half action, like a move. The
Okay.
reaction would be a dodge roll, which would effectively be the same thing of you throwing yourself to the ground.
I guess after I set Betty up on the floor with the bipod, I pull out my knife and I just stand next to Laszlo
All right. Hey,
with my full movement.
yeah, you charge in with your knife and just stand there. Sergeant Laszlo, you now outnumber this person 3-1, and it is your turn. What would you like to do, Sergeant?
Let's give him the business end of my last pistol.
All right, you are. Let's see, you're within melee, so that counts as point blank, and you could still aim if you wanted to.
All right, yeah,
And I
half
think-
action aim.
All right.
And how much bonus is the outnumber bonus?
It only applies for melee attacks.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sadly.
So standard attack is +10 to hit.
Mhm.
Looks like.
That is correct. And I think technically with all these people, you would also have the penalty of firing in melee. So put a 20-point penalty, but because you're point blank, you get it's a net gain of 10. So
Well, I rolled without the -20. I'm sorry.
that's all right. We can just
So
roll
it looked like
again.
I missed a little.
It's all right. We can just roll again.
All right.
So just include the -20, but include your half aim plus the all out attack, or not all out, the point blank.
Same same numbers. Different roll.
Sadly,
You'll
Shit.
however, and some, yeah, that was that. Let's see if the commissar can do anything as he steps in. Oh, that's the wrong icon. There we go. He's going to see all of this, and he's going to see if he's smart. He is not smart, so he's going to take a full aim action to try and get a bonus on it. Alrighty then. So, let's try this. Laszlo.
Oh, I forgot the get them. Can I retroactively roll that command, or is it too late
You can this time.
this time?
Yep.
I only just got it, so hopefully I'll remember next time.
Yeah, you're a bit distracted
So-
as you're trying to shoot, and this hulking monstrosity is already just sort of pushing you aside, throwing off your aim. You try and say something, but you just get the wind knocked out of you. And as this is going on, you see the commando go, "Gary, no, fine," and he just takes something off his belt and he throws it at the ground, and he makes a break for it. All of you get a free melee attack against him as he tries to GTFO.
I don't think I can make an effective melee attack with a jammed chain swords. I don't even know what that would do.
Actually, yeah, I guess not actually.
you
So
punch
then,
him.
no aim, right?
I guess technically,
No.
if we do this rule as written, he would have to move first and then do the attack. So he is going to begin to try and run away. He can't get very far as a half action. He's going to try it. Technically, you could try and stab him with your knife, Jort.
Yeah, so it's just got like a standard attack, no aim, right?
Correct.
Alright, I'll stab him right in the cankle.
All right, roll damage.
Alright. Yeah! I'ma stick you, boy!
Yeah, you stick him, and he doesn't even notice. He runs, your knife cuts straight through him, and he just keeps going. Doesn't even seem to notice the damage.
Take him where his daddy spanks him.
My God.
Let's see if he can do this. No, not too good. And because effectively he takes what's on his belt and he tries to huck it in your direction. Wanted it right there. Let's see if it actually applies though.
Yep, scatter time.
Oh yeah, 1d12,
Scatter o'clock.
7. Oh, what? 6 would be here, so 7 is
That's
there,
like
and it has to
over
go
there
3
somewhere.
meters.
Not the radio again, no.
Why? Why is it always the radio?
More insanity for the tech priest.
The
Alright.
horrors of war laid bare.
So 3 meters are about here. All right. I want to say.
Sarge, your legs! No! What's
I
the
wanna
guy
say-
from...
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant
Don't need legs.
I want to say that's actually just enough to make you. Hold on a second, because I believe these are. Let me just double check that the commandos have blast 3 grenades. They should.
We got the
Yeah,
faulty
blast-
grenades that don't even explode.
Blast 3. And that's not the center of your token. So, just for gameplay, for moving forward, because this will go for both the enemies and you, do you want it to be where the center of the token has to be within the blast radius for it to count? Or do you want it to be if any piece of the token is within the blast radius, it counts?
Well, it seems like Laszlo has a real
Yeah, Laszlo, you go first.
biased opinion on this one.
Well, I did put a circle around my token just so the edges of it could be seen, just in case there was a rule like this. But that being said, in my bias, I would like to say, please no.
Well, to counter that bias, I'm going to vote 4. So you two have to vote.
All right, ray gun. In your fever delirium as you
Yeah.
bleed out in a surgery table.
Yes, what is after I got hit by an artillery shell on an edge, how do I feel about this? I do have to say Wholly Within is a lot harder to actually do anything about than just simply Within. So I'd like to actually be able to make grenades work in the future. So Within.
All right, so last one, Tabor. Do you want center or just if your token's in, you're in?
I think it's more fun if you're in, you're in, so...
Very
All
well.
right. So,
R.I.P. Laszlo.
Sergeant
No problem.
Laszlo, would you please roll me a dodge?
All right.
Because you
Still
are
live.
close enough to get out of the way, fortunately.
Nope. In fact, I tripped into it, looks like.
I don't
You
think
try
I
to
succeeded
back up and you
dodge.
just hit Jort and fall back in.
Yeah, exactly. As you turn right into Jort, who isn't moving at all. He's like, nah, that's far enough away. We're fine.
Save the Vox!
I'm just standing there with the knife like, I don't know, Sarge.
All right, 13 damage. 10-0.
I have 9 wounds left.
But
Oh,
you also
fuck.
have 8 damage reduction plus 1 because it's flak armor. So 9. So effectively you take 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, so I go down to 5 left.
Yep. You see the orc looks back and goes, "Oh, come on!" Off in the distance, you You hear some explosions, but you're kind of focused on what's in front of you.
And over the garden wall with him.
Yep, so next up is Alexander, I believe. No? Yeah.
Is he actually up and above?
He's actually inside the other pillbox. So from where you are, let me just zoom out real quick so I can draw the line. Basically, I would say that he has a little bit of cover. If you want to do a called shot, I'd say you could hit him. No problem.
What is a called shot mechanically?
It's just a 20-point penalty. But when you get into it,
It's a full action. Okay.
yeah. But when you right, so you can just click called shot when it comes into the whole drop-down menus from setting up your
Okay.
attack.
So single shot this time.
Good idea.
No aim. This is standard range?
It is.
Alright. Sorry, when the thing is up, I never know what to do. Call shot. And this is plus 10 MU.
Actually, hold on. That is short range.
Alright, let me go through the menu all over again.
There you go. Start it all again. You're
no
doing
aim.
great.
Short range. Call shot. Plus 10, mind impulse unit.
You can do it.
Oh, of course, I'm still in overload. Fuck. What about the ballistic mechadendrite last pistol? I still got that handy, right?
Yeah, that's your reaction. You can still shoot with it.
Yep. Didn't do that last time because that guy died. No aim.
You killed him too fast.
Hold on. What's my center of token? Yeah, he is at long range. Call shot.
What?
Last
pistol. Yeah.
Last pistol is a 30-meter
Yep.
range. Plus 10.
Yep.
Yeah, this one has hit one time. All right.
But you know what? It certainly adds to the volume of fire. And after all, isn't that what really matters in war?
Oh, I mean, it does.
Much.
If you think one guy is shooting at you like 2 or 3 times, you might keep your head down a little bit more.
Fair enough. Jort, you're up. You have your knife in your hand. You have the commando trying frantically to just get the hell out of there.
So I turn around and I shed my single glory Denzel Washington tear, and I pull my standard issue las gun off of my back, and I blow all the dust off of it because I've never touched it.
This is mint condition, you son of a bitch.
And I shoot the orc in the back with my shitty las gun, but it's so light when I go to aim, I like bring it all the way up.
Sure, I think technically this counts as point blank.
Point blank, okay. And it's just a half action to pull it out, or
it should be, yeah.
okay, cool. Just making sure.
So you don't get to aim.
I'll do semi-auto.
Like you don't have any weapons to put away other than your knife, so
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
and you're not picking
since
up
I
a
like
new one. It's right there.
shooting machine guns, I'll just I'll do semi-auto.
Okay. All right, roll damage 3 times.
Ouch.
And if I recall correctly, you did not get them in effect this time, correct?
No, I think he failed. Yeah.
So you definitely do some damage. Let's see here. Where is this? 12, 21. Because naturally. All right. So his left arm. Fun. So energy, arm, damage, 5. Yeah, you see, you watch as he tries to like run up. He has a hand up trying to pull himself through the pillbox, and you just smack it right into the elbow, and his entire arm just flops down by his side. And he goes, ah, ah! He just starts shouting at random directions, just completely done with this entire situation.
I'll just start shouting too. Ah! My rebel yell.
All right, so that's fun. And then, of course, you shoot him again in the exact same place. Button. Yo. Oh, Jesus. So,
Oh no.
the arm drops, and then as you aim, you're gonna like walk the gun up towards his face, and he sort of flops his arm in the way. You shoot his arm again, except this time there's so much energy sort of crackling around it. You actually watch as the entire arm just bursts into flames. He starts waving it back and forth, and by the end of it, he can't even separate his fingers, as like the fingers themselves are starting to fuse together. Roll me 1d5 twice.
As I start pulling out marshmallows to roast in his aim.
I mean, it sounds like insanity to me.
Yeah, that does actually. Everybody roll willpower. Is this? You're at this point. You guys are just taking this person, or this orc, piece by piece, and he's got to roll another toughness. Still not passing. Weird.
You figure an orc might be able to pass the toughness test.
Yeah,
you would,
I heard these
you
orcs
would
were
think
tough.
so. Jort, roll me 1d5, buddy. As this thing is just flopping around while on fire, and then so it was a 4 and a 2. So he's not done. He's taking a lot of fatigue damage, and he's just trying to pull himself over this thing. Sergeant Laszlo, you're up.
Filthy Xeno scum! Almost wrote commerce instead of command.
Save that hatred for the mutants.
All right, get them is in effect.
Yes. Half aim and attack with the las pistol. Almost hit the damage button. Point blank.
Huh.
Jeez.
Single shot? Yeah, that was a
Yep.
single shot, right? All right.
Right.
Roll your damage. Alrighty then. So I believe this is a headshot. Yep, that is a headshot.
Nice. Should have no effect on an orc.
Yeah, right. There's nothing in there for which to be damaged. All right, head damage 7. Yeah. So you take your pistol, and he sort of looks at you as you aim it, and he goes, "Ah, don't take a lie to me." And as he's middle of talking, you shoot him right in the mouth. And you just watch as the flesh gets burned away from the side of his face. And you can just see the bone underneath as half of his face is completely charred off. The target is permanently blinded. Roll me 1d10. Three, which is 6.
You're making it really hard for this guy to kill you, Laszlo.
Alright, so permanently blinded. You see him he tries to grab at his face, but his arm doesn't even work anymore. He's trying to like look around, and as he's trying to get out, he ends up getting caught up on the concertina wire as finally, he just sort of gives up. He just lays there and stops moving.
He's not even dead. He just surrenders. We did it. We made an orc surrender, everybody.
Let me just double check they don't have anything in here.
Well, you see, Alexander, I want them to earn that kill.
Test toughness to
Who are you
avoid
talking
the
to? I'm not even
stun.
over there.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Alrighty then. So that was fucking gruesome. Laszlo, roll me a willpower save. You guys basically just take turns as he's running back and forth trying to figure out how to get out of here, and you guys are just lighting him up with guns. And like, he should have died ages ago. And the fact that he was talking to you the entire time as you were shooting him definitely doesn't do so great. So both of you failing your willpower rolls, roll me 1d5 and add that to your insanity pool. As finally he stops writhing onto the ground.
The insanity just keeps stacking up. We can't roll lower than 4.
I mean, it's that scene from Starship Troopers, right, where they can't kill one of the bugs. It's just like a group of 10 of them just surrounding it, just shooting at it.
Where's the insanity on the sheet? Unnatural characteristics? No.
What's that? No, it should be by your health.
Okay.
So fate points,
It's
experience
wounds.
underneath that. Wounds, conditions. Oh, I thought there was an insanity track here. Is there not?
It's right under experience and fate points.
Yeah, it's right. There's a total.
Oh, there it is. Insanity.
I could have sworn that Laszlo had
right under
insanity points before. Unless he's like the golden child who hasn't been hit before just now. Well, no.
I think he passed one willpower roll previously.
I know. I would say,
And
yeah,
then
he's been
beyond
hit
that,
before.
everyone else has been getting screwed over.
I was gonna say he got hit before. I just remember by a whip.
But as this finally as everything starts to die down, you look over and you see that the observation post on the other side is engulfed in flame at this point.
God damn it! Another box down.
Look over at everything. Yeah, and as you get in here, we're back at narrative time. As you get in, you look and you see that, sure enough, there are just large pieces of jagged metal jutting out of your Voxcaster / Auspex.
I'm gonna say,
Roll me a tech use to repair it.
What hath this war wrought upon us all?
The commissar gets in and goes,
try to hold the box together like I'm holding in the guts of my
It's always the gentlest of us that get hurt during war.
You hear the Vox. You hear the Vox just as parts of the circuitry starts to die out. It sort of lets out these weird squealing sounds as the soldering sort of melts and rejoins the things. You just hear it go.
No. Hold on, buddy. We can fix you. We can make you better. Just hold on.
Starts to shake a little. The commissar looks at you, looks at the Vox, and just goes, "Right. Well done."
Can I make like a last-minute attempt to fix it?
Yeah, go for it.
Just
roll me tech use, and I'm just gonna have there's a 15-point penalty because of all the damage this thing is taking, but between all of your other bonuses, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll set me up to a +5.
He looks over at the orc, which is
that's how you save a life.
And he sort of kicks it. There you go. In the background, the tech priest is like just pulling everything apart, stitching everything together, like just reassembling it. Meanwhile, the rest of you are looking at this orc, and the commissar kicks it, and he sees its leg twitch, and he goes, "How the hell is this thing still alive?" Starts poking it with the sword, and he goes, "Laszlo?" Alright, he goes, "Sergeant, what was your name?"
Sergeant Laszlo, sir.
You're the additional detail, correct? From the other company. Well, congratulations for holding this position. Kill's yours if you'd have it. And he motions over for you to execute the orc.
All right, he'll draw his mono knife and put a knee on the orc's back, slit his throat from behind.
Yeah, it takes you a really long time, even with your mono knife. especially because even though the face is half burned off, it's still kind of pleading with you as you're like taking it out of him. But eventually you sever the vocal cords, so now there's just sort of a weird raspy sound coming out of it before you finally get to the vertebrae, and you have to like pry it open, and finally, as you finally separate the head from the shoulders, it seems dead.
Two things in this weirdly gruesome scene. If it's hanging over the wire fence, that means you're up in your knees on his back. That means you're up over the top. Just a long time.
Yep.
Also,
see what happens.
Also, I'm just saying that if anyone's going to shoot at you, that's the time. Also, second, I guess if you're busy with that, Commissar, sir, Fox repaired. Ready for warning? The back line about this?
The Commissar goes, make contact with the Major, from what I understand, and he puts just a finger to his ear, and you can see that there's actually what you thought was just an earring is actually some sort of communication device. He goes, we're getting reports that the line is clear, however, and you can actually see the line is now opening fire as a few commandos are running and diving, trying to hide themselves amongst the bodies. But he goes, while you're at it, perhaps call for some incendiary rounds, eh? At your discretion, of course. And as he turns around, he goes, I need to keep count of all the men, make sure no one's run off. Good work. And as he abouts face, he goes, just 4 more hours until your relief gets here. Keep up the good work. And he rounds the corner and leaves. He doesn't even bother saluting you guys.
Well,
He
I
just
salute
leaves.
him, of course.
And as you are up there cutting through this thing's head, you guys, well, I think you finally repaired the Auspex. So roll me 1 awareness check using the Auspex there, Tech Priest.
Well, I'm never going to pass an awareness check, so...
When the Commissar turns
You
and
have
walks
before.
away, I run back and pick up Betty.
Yeah.
so I'm
As
never
you're
gonna
out
pass
there,
that.
you pick up Betty, and no. Okay then. So let's see what happens here. As you're up there cutting through this thing. Back. And here we go. Jesus. An 18. Let me make sure I did that right. 34.
Nice knowing you guys.
I mean, that was the joke we made before. If you really want to die, go over the top.
Yeah. As you climb up there to cut this thing off, you weren't quite aware of this threat previously, thanks to all of the commandos running around, damaging everything up, and with your main watchman currently collecting some R&R, languishing under the... Yeah, they don't get to aim. So... But even without their aim, they take their shot, and you glance over just in time to see this rocket zigzagging through the air. And as you stand up with the head, you have 1 chance to dodge. And even though you're up in the pillbox, I'm going to say you do get a plus 20 to your dodge because he's caught up on the concertina wire in the lip of it, so you still have quite a bit of cover.
Just for a point of fact, they are like over here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not exactly where he is, which would be RPG detonation range of me. Okay.
So the funny thing about the sniper rocket is that it doesn't have a blast quality.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's just an explosive shot, so... Well, at least you gotta save for that.
Let's see here. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
Holy.
Alrighty then.
I mean, point of fact,
you
I
guys-
did say, hey, you're up over the top right now.
Which, by the way, really taking the steam out of my ambush attack for the first person to get up on that wall, but it's fine. But sure enough, Laszlo, you see it, you try to get out of the way, But as you stumble backwards, you get caught up as your foot just goes through one of the burn holes into the orc. And as you fall backward, the rocket slams you. And I believe this is an 81. So it catches you right in the 81.
That would be the
Your left leg.
I thought it
So,
was
if you would like, you can, well, die. 31 points of damage, pen 9. Or
Yeah.
you can burn some of your fate. So what
Right,
burning
this
the
is the
fate
point.
does,
Yeah.
if you burn your fate, you basically, it pretends as though this attack didn't actually inflict critical damage. So you don't take any damage from the attack, but you are taken out of the fight.
You know what? I'm going to take a page out of Theta's book and say this would be, after the performance I had in the pillbox there, this would be a good death.
What? You can't leave us. You're our sergeant.
I mean, in comparison, other games we have things like called combat saves to do the same sort of thing. And the first thing I do as a character is I sell them back.
All right, yeah. You've already used it, so all that's left for your fate is to burn it. But if you would like to not burn it, that is Sergeant Laszlo. After almost single-handedly dueling a orc commando and disarming him, you step up, you cut the head off of it, and as you look up, the rocket just slams right into your chest, or right into your leg. And as it detonates, the leg just gets completely ripped off, and your body is flown backwards.
Running arterial blood.
Sarge, no.
I don't think there's much Sarge left.
I'll put
no.
another sloppy Joe on his stub.
Do you notice that the hit locations or the armor locations on the sheet are written weird? Let's take away from
they're
this
very
moment. Left leg is obviously LL, but right leg is LR?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Right.
Left, right.
Arm
Left, left, right.
Right.
All right, so Sergeant Laszlo, you're briefly aware of the sensation of your leg exploding in an eruption of blood. There are tiny bone fragments that are shot out throughout this entire area in all directions. Fortunately, no one was close to you when this happened. However, Jort, as you run up to him, you realize that there is a piece of femur sticking out of the ceiling in sort of like that canopy. And as you're walking, it sort of drops and sticks into the ground as you run up to him. It is not good. You are carrying grenades, though, correct?
Yeah. Oh, you mean Laszlo?
Laszlo, yeah. As
made smoke and frag.
You run up, and as you do this, you can see the grenades on him. You can just sort of hear this as the powder train time fuse burns down and detonates. Roll dodge to get out of the way of this blast.
Laszlo had a suicide mechanism built in.
I go to
Son
cry
of a
over
bitch.
Suicide
Laszlo's
mechanisms.
Because yeah. Roll dodge and a miss. So, here you go, buddy. Grenade damage, I believe, is 2d10, correct?
Think so. Let me see.
I'll double check too.
Yeah, 2d10.
Oh, wait, actually, Laszlo, did you have grenades? Weren't you chucking those over the sides of the wall?
I don't remember using them at all because I don't know how to.
Yeah, I think it was just
enough.
Raygun and me that were throwing grenades. I don't know if
Yeah, and
George
I
did or
know
not.
I threw 2, and I have 2.
All right, so in that case, you take 9 points of damage as the first grenade goes off. And I imagine, and as this grenade goes off, what was left of Sergeant Laszlo, like his corpse is just bouncing around as the explosion just rips chunks off of his body. So roll me another willpower save there, Jort.
So when they write the song about me, my nickname should be Popcorn.
Assuming anyone's alive.
And
Well,
6.
Raygun will survive.
As your 2 grenades go off, Jort, you just sort of stand back as this blast hits you. Roll 1d5 and add it to your insanity.
Alright.
I'm just trying to imagine this from Renault Renault's perspective. Like, he just like, congratulations after watching the execution. He's stepping away. He thinks he's got this. Everything's fine, and then he just hears a bunch of explosions behind him. It's like, well, that was good while it lasted.
I mean, to be fair though, the orcs are blowing holes with explosives too, so he's probably hearing those all over the place.
I'm gonna pick up Laszlo's femur and I'm gonna just start crying. It should have been me.
So I'm assuming you survived the explosions.
Yeah, most of those probably barely even hurt him.
I'm about to say,
My,
I assume
my armor
not, given
and
that his
health check
reaction
is like
isn't
9,
to
so-
ow. His reaction is still crying over Laszlo.
Oh dear.
Well,
So-
Michael, after this game, I will need some help making my new unassuming ratling.
Yeah, no problem. We can definitely work with that. As the commissar comes back, and he just sort of shoves you out of the way, Alexander, and he looks at the dead sergeant and just goes, and then he goes right to work.
He shoves me out of the way, and I salute him as I'm.
Major, this is observation post 1. Be advised, snipers hiding amongst the corpses. Repeat, snipers in the... sorry, I say again, snipers in the field. Call for fire, incendiary rounds. And he gets patched through to the fire control. And you guys just hear... thump, 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 as mortar rounds begin just shooting at random throughout this entire area. And as this is happening, the rounds impact... Let me just check real quick.
Chaz once again pointing out, did not Laszlo have smoke grenades on him? Is the entire area now filled with smoke as well?
Oh yeah, it's all filled with smoke.
I also had photon grenades too. Sweet.
Yeah, everyone's
Jordan's
temporarily
blinded.
like dazed.
In my defense, I was facing the
the tech priest
Vox, which is
too far
away.
Well, I think you're too far away anyway for that to be in effect.
Last 10 actually, which is crazy.
Last-
I gotta remember
oh,
that for the
Jesus.
future.
So no, but yeah, as everyone's dazed, the commissar runs in, and of course I roll a 10. And as the mortars keep firing and firing, they've switched to the incendiary rounds. And as you guys are looking out there, you don't see any fire of any kind. You just see smoke, sort of like this faint white smoke just billowing out. And as the commissar goes and looks, he's like, "The fuck is that?" And you realize that the smoke is gradually drifting towards you.
Oh, it's the vehicles. The vehicles finally coming.
Oh fuck.
No, as the mortar rounds impacted, they explode and they shoot smoke everywhere. And he goes, "I didn't call for smoke."
Yeah, the mustard gas are all gonna fucking die.
As a matter of fact, as Jort says that, because
We're
of course
Krieg.
the
We
only
all
gas
have respirators.
the only gas he ever bothered to learn, the only chemical munition he knows anything about, is the one related to condiments. So as he calls that out,
Ass mustard gas.
as Jort says that, the commissar goes, "Are you sure about that, soldier? Guardsman, are you sure that's
Yes,
mustard
sir.
gas?"
Well, let
And
me
he gets-
have a taste.
He gets back out and he goes on the Vox and he begins telling everybody to double check their masks and respirators, as basically they fired far more chemical munitions into this area than they would have normally, and it starts to billow out into not just across no man's land, but also across the observation post and the first level of trenches.
Did these orcs here come in through tunnels, by the way?
They did not, as far as you're aware. You can check for that. But you guys do all have your gas mask. I need all of you to roll me 1d10, and I need you to not roll a 10, as this is the first time you've actually checked your respirators.
Well, I mean, my guess.
Tech priest,
Yeah.
you don't count because you're a tech priest and you're a machine.
They say it's built in.
And I'm just all the way in the back, so I think it doesn't
Yeah,
count.
so
for me,
it's
right?
just Jort. All right, so the good news is I believe these gas masks grant you a plus 40 to your toughness checks for gas.
Oh, really?
They don't
'Cause
actually make you immune to it.
my built-in one only gives me a plus 20.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Seriously? That's
Plus
weird. that the
30
respirator-
respirator.
Ah,
So-
plus 30.
And
So-
you may re-roll as well.
All right, all of you roll the toughness. Let's see if the commissar's is. The commissar slaps on his mask. Let's see if his is any good.
And
It's
now you
fine.
have me double-checking mine. I mean, I was wrong before about time. So who knows?
Now
So the respirator is 30?
the machine
Mechanicus
trait. Do you
implants.
actually?
Mine is the unit airspike granting plus 20. Wait a second, I don't need to breathe. Yeah.
Yeah. So this shouldn't apply to you.
Right, so Tabard, it is plus 30 for you.
I mean, I could survive in a vacuum.
I thought mustard gas was also a contact agent that messed with your skin.
Well, I'm
It
also a
can
machine.
be if that is the one. If that's the one we are using, which is not.
Right, so this
All
might
right.
just be purely aerosol.
Yeah,
Those-
this is a choking agent.
Those fun realizations. Wow, my respirator sucks. Also, I don't need to breathe anymore, so. But yeah, no,
Oh, thank God it's
a Mechanicus respirator is only a plus 20, so apparently y'all in the creek have better mass-produced respirators.
Oh yeah. So, you are forced to sit out here for a number of hours as the chemical agent, which is sort of like this. It looks like smoke, but it's actually a little bit heavier than air. And gradually, as there's gusts of winds, it'll pick it back up. It'll settle onto the ground. Then it'll pick back up, settle onto the ground. But for the most part, you are now sitting in this chemical bath, and you can actually watch out there as you see Gretchen snipers standing up with these ridiculous, like shoulder-mounted rocket launchers, trying to run and just falling to the ground as they choke. A few of them just fire off some rounds just in angst before they die, but most of them just skitter out.
How long do you say we're sitting out here in this cloud?
Well, after 4 hours, a group of 5 new observers show up in their gas mask and relieve you.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
And
So,
as this is going on, effectively, while they're there, you notice your own. Sorry, he's already dead, so that doesn't apply. So, you no longer have an NCO.
Is the Commissar still here?
Commissar is still there.
Commissar, permission to speak.
Granted.
May I have permission to go around and fixing other tech issues? On the front, sir.
He looks at you and goes, "Who's your first line?" And then he glances over at the corpse, which is already getting bagged and tagged.
That there, and a little bit over there. Sir.
He looks at his data slate and goes, "No, you've done enough. Looks like the Major's cycling you back to your unit." And as he flips through, he's like, "We have another tech priest incoming, so we're all set here. Thank you for your work." And he looks around and he goes, "If your NCO was still alive, you'd probably be getting put in for medals. I'll see if I can talk to your captain or your lieutenant. You did good work here."
Understood. Thank you, sir.
And as he goes, he looks over to Private Jort and he goes, "Are these the only people that survived then? Weren't there supposed to be more of you?"
I don't know.
One was reported dead, sir.
I just work here, Commissar.
One soldier was reported dead, sir, before now.
Well, both of you return to the medical tent. I'll have a driver come pick you up and move you back to the operating base. Not
Yes,
really
sir.
much
Thank you,
use to it
sir.
now.
Salute.
He returns the salute, and you guys are basically led out of the chemical bath towards the ad hoc surgery unit, all the way back here. And sure enough, you see a certain Private Raygun, who is just now coming to.
Yeah. And if I
By
see
the way,
them
while we're
leaving, I'll just leave with them.
Like I said, it's Starship Troopers all the way. He's in the tank, getting stitched up, and we all gotta get tattoos together or some shit.
Oh yeah.
You look at this, and like he doesn't look better at all. It looks
Put
like
the
they
bloody flak jacket back on.
he's just wrapped in a lot of bandages.
I mean, to be fair, he's still made of flesh, so there's not a lot to be done about that.
Facts.
Hard truth.
All right, so
While we're sitting in the mustard gas, Jort has like an empty mustard container, and he's trying to like scoop some gas
Yeah.
into the container
So-
to freeze it.
So surprisingly, roll me a straight D100. The higher, the better for this case.
Both of us or just one of us?
Just Jort. So you start scooping things in, and like the one thing you notice about this gas is like it's more like a super light powder. So as you get out there, you've noticed that in sort of the tent canopy above where you're at, some of it's already collected, and you manage to get a little bit of it and pull it into your little mustard container.